viewers out there. You're welcome to Sports Orbit. My name is Abba Cho. Saliku Usman is right here in the studio with me. Saliku, welcome to Sports Orbit.
Thank you.
On today's edition of the program, we'll begin straight from the Under 20. As we are aware, the Under 20 World Cup is at hand, and former Super Eagles goalkeeper, just talking about Dosu Joseph, won that underdog Dominican Republic may shock Nigerians Flying Eagles alongside their other group opponents, Italy and Brazil. Recall that the draws were held last week, and Nigeria were in the group where you consider the group of death, which had Brazil, Italy, and Dominican Republic. And Dosu is actually admonishing the Flying Eagles who may think that Dominican Republic might be a walkover. And interestingly, the Flying Eagles, their first match of the World Cup, on the 20 World Cup, that it will be against Dominican Republic. And of course, when I saw that draw, a lot of analysts, a lot of journalists, looking at that group, even some radio programs I listened to, some were like, okay, it's good we are playing Dominican Republic in our first group, so that should be a walkover. That's already 3 points in the bag. Then next we go up against Italy. And then look, it's not that easy, because if you look at the group from where Dominican Republic came out, the team they even had to beat to qualify for that group, you know that this team is not a pushover. And in what we've seen in football these days, we saw the last World Cup, the surprises we saw in that World Cup. Look, these days football has gone beyond the point where, yes, you could still say winners, but people are more exposed now. A lot of players from different countries now, you see them playing in top leagues here and there. Their football development, even at the grassroots level, it's very advanced. So you can't just say Nigeria will go there, while all Dominican Republic. So all we have to do is think about Italy and Brazil. Recall that so many times Nigeria going to competition, we see an opponent, we haven't even played that opponent, and we are thinking of Brazil. That's the top opponent, and that opponent eventually dumps us out. And here, and I agree, those who say, look, do not look at Dominican Republic as the underdogs.
Yeah. Well, you have absolutely correct, just like Mr. said, but there has been Dominican Republic as we are our own Peril, and absolutely just like you say, football are not beyond where you can your team is pushing by forward. Sometimes some of the minor team that are minor, if you shock, just a player just last year before, we see the shock of our own.
Exactly.
Guinea
Bissau, rather,
which
yeah.
ordinary up to
Exactly.
Bugis where I come from.
So I ranked about like 100 and something.
Something
Yeah.
when I'm super go like about that.
Exactly.
It also come from a contract is not up it comes from the size of the obviously he needs to over above 2 million
Yeah.
come here, shop up and own home ground like
Exactly.
them one zero. That's a typical example of what you are talking about. No country is a minor and scientifically people are going global. Even some countries that they expect them to have their super the best striker in the world today is Haaland.
Yeah.
Based on the goal rate. Not the season. So
Exactly.
he's the best striker in the world today
Yeah.
because of the turnover and therefore maybe come from
Oh,
Norway.
yeah.
So if a team like a team like country like Norway, even though Norway are not football, they
Yeah.
are but they have the best strikers in the world
Exactly.
today. So you could overlook the Dominican Republic like when we call football name, you mention the country who have the best name football, their name may not sound close to football. But just like for the fact that they qualify,
Yeah.
play in a competition in a country of over 200 nations affiliated to FIFA,
Yeah.
and we are going to have an assembly of those 24 nations
Exactly.
playing,
Mm.
and every country play from their continent to qualify to this game.
Exactly.
It clearly show that they are one of the biggest things
Yeah.
in their job to qualify for this competition, and that is if that most of the countries they pass to against this level also can be pushed can also beat.
Yeah.
So definitely, I believe that Ladambos will not take it lightly or anyone that is there. But it's good that a whole of Nigerians are sounding a show of caution
Yeah.
that you need to not to look at them now where we have a local republic of your friend and person let's just look at the Italy's and Brazil and how to let's get a 3 point and how to get a draw against Italy or get a draw against Brazil. No. First, just like just see the local republic as well as the way you see Brazil. That's the way you see it. And the fact that it's your first match even make it more crucial, more important.
Exactly.
Because we need to start well.
Yeah.
Anything short of critical to keep you in the dilemma
Since
position,
you'll be under pressure.
keep you in the dilemma position, and other pressure to get it so in the next 2 months. So the like of this way and the no, and like we also added and several Nigerians who have already sounded called Ladam Bozo and his team last role, a lot of people are even convinced about the strength and the chances,
Yeah.
the sense and so the chances of the Ladam Bozo. So that is also good that they need to work more harder and ensure that not to see the Dominican Republic as just one of the participants. You not also have 100% chance of winning that.
Very well. Just like everybody else. Agree. All right. Of course, during the weekend, this news broke out that Nigeria, Africa, and Richard Blackman, that's talking about Aliko Dangote, is ready to purchase the French League Two side that is Valenciennes FC. Well, the French media outlet Intra Pendred claimed that the Nigerian will acquire the club's 60% ownership. The club was established in 1913, has a lengthy history of winning the League Two. However, the French side is now ranked 15 in League Two. Of course, apart from Dangote, in recent times, the likes of Shola Akinlade, CEO of Paystack, I think that was last month, yeah, purchased Danish club Ahold Fremad as reported, and also Nigerian businessman also that's talking about Dozi Mobusi also is in the process of acquiring another English EFL side, that's Sheffield United. And we keep hearing of this move now. Dangote, recall that some years ago he tried unsuccessfully to buy a controlling stake in Arsenal, and of course questions have been raised. I remember even when he came to the national stadium here when we had asked him, and you see, but some will say, why not buy a team like maybe Kano Pillars and here and there? Because in recent time, like I said, Nigerians buying overseas clubs. But look, we keep saying this is a business. You know, you look at where there will be return on your investment. Fine. You could say, okay, I'm sure he might have come to his mind too that, okay, which Nigerian club should I even put money into? But first of all, apart from even buying that club, you look at the environment, you look at the structure generally. It's not even about the club per se. You look at the football structure in the country generally. If I buy this money, because to be honest, not no disrespect to some private football club owners, but it's more like they are doing a charity job. Because I can't point of any football club owner in Nigeria, be it private or government, who will say money we've invested in this club, this is how much we've made from this club over the years. So for me, it's more like maybe your love for football, just putting money for charity or something like that. But I mean, these are businessmen who want to put money where they know that, okay, in a couple of years' time, we are going to get a return on investment. There's this club in England who gave promotion to the two Wrexham. Some American actors put money in that club about 5 years ago. A club who were playing in the fifth division, but gradually, all of a sudden, the club are now giving promotion to, I think, the League One now. From nothing. And these people, they did that investment. When they did, people had even questioned them that nobody knows this club, but they didn't bother about that. But now everybody is coming around the club because money is beginning to come out, and their social media following is growing and all of that. So, will you blame Dangote for trying to buy a club in France instead of Kano Pillars or Lobby Stars, as the case may be?
Well, let me take it from your last example you gave about the club.
Yeah, Wrexham.
Rest of the club activity or the electrical group
Yeah.
that play in this fifth in that fifth
The
or
fifth
sixth
division.
division.
Yeah.
And now gradually they are now going in the one. Who knows? Maybe there's a
In the Premier League, yeah.
which is completely possible. And putting you with what he say before anybody knows this club, but because certain people has come to that money and now the club is somewhere. So maybe if that would be a split money kind of who knows that they have to put it more because they say you put your mouth is where you put your money where your mouth is. So if you put the money in canopilas and be a business, a successful businessman as he is, who knows? Maybe you now have to focus in the canopilas, have to focus on how things are done in the Nigeria league. And by the time that maybe because of the like a classical attitudes of that decision in Nigeria, if they know that there's a big man in there's a big fish in the river, who is always mindful that if you dare to mess up his business, you will not take lightly with it.
But
maybe if those people are around, you know, who knows, maybe we could have had it better. Well, that is that. Yeah, you have club like you have people like that with the university that will carry the phone like a totally have you
if there are many of them, not just one,
if they
because
have for instance,
we all know that
for
the
instance,
problems in
let us
the
mean that
Nigerian
we have
football is
that would be having a canopy that we have people like we don't have to worry. We have the manga, the one of master having Kasna United, having Mike Adenuga, having a club from South Africa, having all of them around there. They let people know maybe our league that is somewhere else. And at the same time, a consultants of people, individuals, a friends, a team, put money together also invest. But what that happened over the years that not just like you say earlier, that I quite agree with you that the whole lot of private investors are coming to is more like a charity work than business. Not to some extent, if you try to point to either they have really get the return for their investment, the answer is no. The typical example of it, for instance, if I came in with a full force to invest in the football league. In fact, if I United try to form and align the partnership with Western United, but where you find what to be, no thanks to the administrative classes, at the end of the year, currently
I think that's some of the
having issue
exactly.
with the officials of the Nigerian Football
Exactly.
Federation.
You know, I think
Because
that's
of the
some
second,
issues. Yeah.
there was a second time you God was supporting a second candidate against
You
another
remember
person,
what
and
happened to Giwa?
and because his candidate did not win,
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
Exactly.
it was all attacked. It was like the topic. The same thing goes with GYFC. GYFC, one of the
Yeah.
refined club in Nigeria,
Exactly.
playing well, fantastic football. Even the players at the GYFC were
Anymore, yeah.
any more than any GYFC was paying more than any club playing in Nigeria. But because GY wanted to become a president of the Nigerian Football Federation, all of a sudden today now the club was wanting and where is the club? They allowed that club to fizzle away. So there has never been an encouragement to encourage the private
Exactly.
sector
Yeah.
in the football league. But however, we are talking about what we get it right. But they just like the department is not too favorable for a private investor.
Exactly.
We hope that the cost of what we begin to see if this new style of leadership continue, because either we like it or not, there is change in the Nigerian football league, being midwife by the current the IMC. Either whatever anybody to see, in as much as I'm trying to be careful not to sound to sing the praise of a certain individuals on the station. The current IMC have done well, but we begin to see certain things that are not seen in the past in the Nigerian league. Now, club can play anywhere and we play anywhere and win the matches unlike before. And there is a certain level of sanity that is beginning to return to the league. And if we continue this way, who knows, maybe in the near future we begin to get things right. And we're talking about that would be investing in the Division 2 or in the French League. Well, this is just a story how I'm going to have opportunities to hear from that would be directly and then talk about it because just like you say in that there's always be a rumor. Even me, also successful attempt to buy us now, but they never successful. And now we're talking about the first level, but be the calibers of what that would be. That was the that would be going to buy a second division team in the French League. And not disrespecting the French division.
Right. Because over the weekend also Rivers United were in action in the CAF Confederations Cup. Rivers United, Nigeria's last hope in the continent this season. One would have thought that when we saw that draw against the Young Africans, some of us were quite happy. No disrespect to Young Africans, thinking that at least we have a leg in the semi-final. But especially playing the first leg at home, but it wasn't to be as Young Africans came here, stunned Rivers United 2-0 right here in Nigeria. And going away on Sunday next week, Rivers United will need to score at least 3 unreplied goals to have any hope of making it to the semi-final. Well, for Coach Stanley Aguma, that was a painful defeat. He ruled that defeat, and well, one can only hope that the impossible happens when they go away. But I don't know how to, but it was really, really a disappointing one for Rivers United.
Quite disappointing and going by their state of how they are playing the reactor and playing this season.
Yeah.
It looked very slim.
Exactly.
To have any hope that they will get competition cup. But even me, I'm still trying to find out what really happened, what went wrong. that the River United lost at 2-0 in the young Africa, Tanzania. So you know, what we think that whether draw was just like say, even at this situation, say, well, thank God it was
one of those
North
non-Africans.
African side. That and I told you that I said, well, the fact that they also qualify for this thing also mean that they are also strong side. But however, we're still happy that it's not the North African team, because of the tricky of the North African tricky side of football and the politics. But here it comes to African football politics. It appears North Africa understanding more than any other country, any other region. But for a Kuma and his boys, the way they have played, they lost 2-0 at home. So it's not a young African.
Exactly.
And we still get to find out what they went for home. And just like saying, and to go away now, to score 3 goals on the fly. Why? Well, some of them will say football is possible. How come they come here and score 2 goals? What thing that you can't go there and score 2-3? All you need to do is just score 2 goals first, and make the game level. And then if you end it, you go for a penalty shootout. But what I'm not rolling out completely. But it's going to be
Very difficult. All right, to some table tennis now quickly, where Nigeria's Aaron Quadri and Omar Asa of Egypt will again take their rivalry to Nairobi, Kenya, when the 2023 Africa Cup kicks off on the 4th of May in Kenya. Called that Aruna and Omar Nasser have a history of a long time rivalry, but currently Aruna is ranked 12th in the world, while Asa is ranked 33rd. But this time around, they'll come against each other once again once the competition starts in Kenya. So.
What? If you know, this is where Aruna always funny because when it comes to play other Nigerian flag. But when he went outside play under a top flag, he always successful. But when it comes to play under a Nigerian flag, you never get the best of him. But we hope that this time around, he will be able to rewrite the history and then he will rewrite the history and get us a favorable result this time around.
Right, to a bit of transfer news where reports suggest that Bayern Munich have proposed a swap deal involving Sadio Mane joining Napoli in exchange for Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen. Of course, he's been in sensational form. It's no longer news for Napoli, and for Mane going over to Bayern, I think things are not working quite as they had hoped, especially after that incident with Sane. Looks like it looks like the club is adamant that look, it's time for him to leave. I think for me, I don't really appreciate the treatment Bayern are currently giving Mane. Yet it's an incident. Nobody knew what happened. We haven't gotten any report to say what happened, but but anyway, sometimes it could be like maybe they're taking it as an affront. I mean, how dare you come to our country and assault a player in his own country, in his own team. So I really don't understand the issue. And now somehow they want him out of the team.
Yeah, it's one of those things that when you are a stranger,
Exactly.
you shouldn't try to assume your rights.
Yeah. No matter how big you are.
No matter how big
because
you are,
you're still a foreigner.
you are still a foreigner because especially in Europe, they always see you as a foreigner, as a second class human being. Never see you as the same level with them. But even when they see you excel or more fantastic that you are better than them, but they will never agree so. But and just like you say earlier, in that one nobody justifying the Sadio action attacking a teammate. But to me, I keep on insisting and I keep on making this thing. Just like if you recall it in 2006 when he had both Matarazzi, a lot of people were blaming him and how come the club of a player of his status being a world now player of his status to take just an action in the World Cup final match. But at the end of the day, it is Matarazzi that provoked him.
Exactly.
But
these are human beings.
But these are human beings. Whether you like them, no matter how humble you are, everybody has anger in mind. Sometimes people try to arouse anger. And if you care is not taking you definitely lose you lose it out. You see Gideon being at Gideon throughout his play career, nobody had him of any having any incident or a confrontation with anybody. But at the last moment of the final of his career, Matarazzi provoked him, and then he take action that up to now he may regret it. But something somewhere problem. And I still believe that for money, I've never heard of a man of any indiscipline.
Very well.
Man has always
Exactly.
always be a typical example of most humble players. Actually, even though he kicked him, he always tried to do that. But for him to take action against not an opponent but a teammate, only God knows hell what Sandy may have said. But we hope that one day the soul will come to us. But the Germans are always good. Who they are. They are always trying to be. You can't run away from the racism in Germany. It happened to be our old man. Okosha, when he was playing for Frankfurt for where and Okosha has to come something about one of the speech of that they said well that they were all the time because they always call him as if the black man, the black man, the black man. They never ever see him as somebody who is a human being. But he never know that he never was all they say and he feel inside him man what the best way can I reply this to and that is why he makes sure that Oliver can chop grass.
Very well.
Made Oliver can to chop grass how many times on the field and then to him that is the best way to reply them. Sadomani Pro, whatever he saw the camp is calm down. But now the club wanted him out by all means to the extent that I can't believe that Sadomani has gone down level that also you have to add him plus money to buy a ticket.
Exactly.
It's quite disheartening.
They see how that works out because other clubs too are also in the hunt for Osimhen, and we'll see how that works out. Now, quickly, of course, to the EPL. Of course, yesterday Tottenham also sacked an acting coach, that's Christian Stellini, and replaced him with another acting coach, Ryan Mason. Looks like Ryan Mason has always been waiting in the wings whenever a coach is sacked. He always comes in acting capacity. Recall when Jose Mourinho was sacked, he was brought in acting capacity, and now you brought an acting coach, you sacked the interim manager, and still brought Brian Mason in acting capacity once again. Conte, before he left, clearly said, look, no coach can succeed at Tottenham. Conte said it clearly. He said, look, the way Tottenham is, the structure of the club, everything, it will be difficult for any coach, no matter the pedigree, to succeed. And we've seen great coaches come at Tottenham, and none of them were able to do anything. Exactly. You know.
Yes, I agree with you. You know, sometimes certain things will be happening before, and everybody keep quiet about it. Not until Kote came here and exposed a whole lot of things. I'm talking about the management structure and how the club is doing. It's not the club that everybody can. You tend to agree with me. Oftentimes you see Tottenham almost come close, having a chance, have a better path to succeed, but at the end of the day, they will never get there. And those are the things nobody will see. And clearly should. I'm not them. The acting manager for art. And not his head to art. Let's see how the new acting man will act in the last
Exactly. Quickly before we go, I think some good news for Ime Otoka, former coach of the Celtic, Boston Celtics, recalled that he was there after some private issues, but Houston Rockets have now set to appoint him as their new head coach. I thought just last week when the friend were discussing about him not knowing that, just this week fortune will smile back on him, former the Tigers coach. And I mean, he was sacked not because he performed badly, but it was a private matter, internal issue. But sometimes in Western countries, sometimes the way they handle issues sometimes leave much to be desired. But thankfully for him, you'll be getting back into the NBA this time around with Houston Rockets.
Yes, fantastic. I was so excited. I was so excited when I heard it goes. I said, this is good for the development. Sometimes, there's no how you can cover. I don't know how to describe it. No matter how you try to suppress somebody, you definitely rise. Udoka was a successful coach. Celtic, give them the best result they have ever dreamed of their career. But a lot of people were not happy for an African man to achieve success within his first. And they bring the private affair, had an affair with staff. How does that come an issue?
It didn't affect the players.
How does that become an issue? Adult man who have their personal life, their private life, to discuss and to have an affair. They have to be an affair with the staff of the club, and they sack him. We hope that he come down and I can't wait for him to have the Celtic on the court.
Well. Right with that, we call it a day on this edition of Sport Orbit. Apologies to viewers for starting a bit late. Tomorrow we'll give you a full and complete package of the program. Thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you.
All right.
To remind them, please, and not tomorrow is the day that to decide.
Yeah, very well, very well. All right, we're here to give you the preview of that match. Until then, do have a wonderful time. My name is Apacho, and it's bye for now.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.